Thank you for joining Cleve Loveland and Bruce Woodburn for the Loveland Report and the Loner Ranger Show. All your real estate news and mortgage news in one spot every Saturday and Sunday. This is where you come to find out how to get a mortgage. What's going on in the market? Are we still in a seller's market? Are things still on fire? Is there going to be a crash? All of these questions we answer for you. You can call us and we'll give out those numbers and emails, websites. All of that will be coming to you. I think the big news I have this week, Bruce, I've got stats from around the state. You know, we talk a lot about Central Florida numbers, right, and listings, as we know, inventory down from last year, 48% inventory. And that's what caused
inventory is down 48%
from a year ago in Central Florida. And this is from the MLS that runs from all the way from like Daytona. It's like the I-4 corridor. And it's just, that's part of what drove all the multiple offers.
And honestly, that's the most important strip of land that would really dictate what things are doing
around
here
in
our
our
area.
Yeah, and because that strip of land, Tampa probably being the most expensive, that strip from Daytona all the way across Central Florida, that's where people are coming to in Florida. Now, Florida's population is growing, but South Florida, west coast of Florida, very expensive. Jacksonville gets kind of pricey. But the inventory down. The number of new listings, about the same every month. We're holding this pace of sales because of your low interest rates, and we're holding the pace of sales. So what this tells us for 2022 is what we're going into, right? 2022. COVID I want to forget about, so I always forget what year that was. And so next year, we should have more of the same steady appreciation. And what's slowing the number of offers we're getting nowadays, Bruce, is high prices. High prices cure lots of offers. People are like, whoa,
Absolutely.
wait a minute. And so I'm seeing what will happen is next year, the average time on the market will start not being 20 days or 15 days. It'll start being 30 and 40. And I'm getting calls now.
Which will be better for everyone.
I'm getting those calls now. People are like, I'm taking 2 listings this week. I'm working right up until the holiday. And I'll probably be negotiating contracts on Christmas Day. That's a nice present to sell your house on Christmas Day.
Absolutely.
But I'm working with sellers now who didn't sell. They were listed for 90 days and didn't sell, and they're scratching their heads. Well, when I go look at it, I can tell you if it's your marketing plan. I can tell you if the house wasn't staged correctly. I can tell you if your market position was wrong. So this is why you need to call an expert. And my number is 407-352-8118 for one of the busiest real estate teams in Central Florida. And Bruce, what do you think is going to happen with mortgage rates over the next couple of years?
Here's what's going to happen. All right. First of all, I will say I got good news and I have indifferent news. I'm not going to call it bad news because I don't think it's going to be bad. But first of all, this week we all saw the stock market took a pretty good hit for the majority of the week, right?
That's because they knew interest rates. The Fed was going to say they're going to raise
rates. It was overbought. Needed some corrections. We knew they were coming. But so when the stock market does poorly, the bond market typically does better. And with the bond market doing better, interest rates held steady and in some cases even improved slightly.
Wow.
They didn't get worse. Now, we are anticipating them getting worse, but if it wasn't for the market with their pullback, we would have gotten worse. So what's happened is interest rates stayed steady. I locked a couple of 15-year in. I locked a jumbo in at 2.625.
Good Lord.
On a jumbo 15-year. So no cash out. Beautiful. $1 million transaction. But I know what's going to happen. What we're going to see, and forget the election year stuff. All the people out there that go, it's election year. Interest rates always go down. They don't always go down.
They stay about the same.
Well, there's no telling. The election may or may not have an impact on it. But we have to look at the things we know will impact it. What do we know will impact interest rates? We know that the Fed tapering back on buying mortgage-backed securities is going, because if the government's not buying mortgage-backed securities, which is what mortgage rates are tied to, then the private sector has to buy mortgage-backed securities. And if the private sector is buying mortgage-backed securities, they don't want them at 2%. They don't want them at 3%.
Yeah.
They want them at 4.5% or 5%. Yeah. So you have no direction.
Well, there's upward pressure. There's no downward pressure coming in 2022.
I personally, I anticipate that we're going to start seeing interest rates back up in the 4s, maybe 4.5. We could even push into 5 by the end of the year. But I personally don't have a problem with that.
You mentioned something there. I got a seller selling at 700, going to get a couple $100,000 out of that. Wants to buy it like $1.2 million. So you think he'll be? I mean, he's got stellar credit scores, plenty of reserves. So you think he'll be around 3% probably on a jumbo?
Well, right now you can be at 3% on a jumbo.
That's actually better than conventional rates, isn't it?
Well, it's in some cases it is. If you are doing a traditional jumbo with me, I've got superior products. But if you're doing a traditional jumbo with me, which will be a loan over 647, I can get you absolutely incredible interest rates that in many cases are superior or lower in terms and rate than a conventional loan. That is generally not heard of. Mm-hmm. It generally doesn't happen. But since we originate, process, underwrite, close, and retain most of our loans, we're able to do a lot more for clients than most lenders can.
Yeah. Oh, you guys have tons of products.
Matter of fact, my client I'm doing right now is they're a surgeon. He's a surgeon, makes lots of money, and banks with SunTrust. And I can tell you, my rates were crushing SunTrust.
Oh, I bet.
So and they have preferred banking with SunTrust. So don't get caught up in, oh, my bank knows me.
What's the number somebody calls?
407-250-9144. Write that number down, please. Save my number in your phone. The Loan Arranger, 407-250-9144. Or on the weekend while we're here, you can go right to my website and apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com.
And Bruce, one thing right now, this time of year, people like starting next month, if people think they're going to get a refund, a tax refund or anything like that, but if they're thinking about buying, if they're self-employed, before they file their taxes, they should talk to you.
If you are 1099, self-employed, you get a K-1, anything that's other than a W-2, and even if your W-2, if it's not steady, if it's varying income, see me first. I'll analyze your 2019 and 2020 taxes before you file your 2021. We're going to see where you need to be, because it's not uncommon, Cleve, that I get a self-employed borrower call me, and the first thing out of their mouth is, well, man, you're going to have to get creative because I got a really creative CPA. You know what that means to me, Cleve?
They write off everything.
Yeah. Right? And they're proud of it. They're proud of their CPA.
But if you want to qualify
But what happens is, and I look at them and I'm like, well, you qualify for $325. Oh, no, I want to buy this house for $800.
Yep.
I know, but you wrote off all your income. So now I can help you because I have a bank statement program.
Yep.
You can put your 20%
Now the rate's
down.
going to be a little higher, right?
It's
a great program.
It's a great program. And some people say, I'd rather pay a little higher interest rate than I would pay
$50
taxes.
grand in taxes. Yeah.
50, 100,
yeah.
200. I mean, I see it all.
Well, this is the time of year, but that's the thing. They need to talk to you now before that accountant files everything. You guys are
Please let me see it. I'll do it for free. I'll analyze your taxes for free. Yeah. We'll come up with a solution for you so that we can get you what you want and what you think you're going to get. Because listen, I'm telling you, self-employed people, after COVID, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have really tightened the ropes on that. Yeah. And you have to be able to validate that the income stream coming into your business checking account is equivalent or greater than it was in the previous years.
Yeah.
So that you can't go, hey, well, I made $400,000 in 2020, but at the end of the year, by the end of the year in 2021, it doesn't show, but I haven't done my taxes for that yet, so I can tell you anything I want.
Yeah.
Well, so you get me a P&L, and it goes, oh, well, yeah, you're on par for that. Then I get 3 months bank statements, and I'm going, wait a minute. Yeah. You ain't making that much money anymore. Yeah. So those things have to be verified now.
And what do you see going on? I got an article here out of the Orlando Business Journal talking about how new construction, they've been held back by supplies and lumber costs skyrocketed. Just about everything, jumped up. Let's go.
Everything, lumber, windows, everything.
Let's go, Brandon. But it's all those things jumped up. But the number of permits pulled and new construction, what they're projecting to do in 2022, is enormous.
Absolutely.
Like 30, 40% more homes to be built because they're going to have the supplies. They're expecting big demand. This is Central Florida. Number of permits pulled and construction starts. And it's funny because the builders haven't needed us realtors for the last year. They've got 100 people waiting, and they'd rather not pay us realtors to bring people. It doesn't cost the buyers anything if we walk in there with them. But and there's certain great builders like Hanover Family that still pay us. But they're not. I'm seeing all the luncheons. Oh, come out and have a Dusty Boots tour. Walk and see our plans for our new great neighborhood. They know they're going to need us 6 months from now.
No.
And they know there's not as much demand but they've got the people lined up for it. They need us realtors to look at them.
Well, we always need real estate agents. Real estate agents, quite frankly, I look at real estate and mortgage lending as being the lifeblood of the economy, and it's the barometer, it's the thermometer. Mm-hmm. If our industry is doing well, people are buying cars, they're doing additions, they're upgrading.
Well, every house
toys.
On average, somebody buys a new home, the average money spent over the first 18 months, I believe, is like $50,000.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Improvements, appliances, things for the house, all that stuff. That's a shot in the arm for the economy every time that happens.
It doesn't surprise me what that price range is. So moving on from there, we're talking about rates going up. We're talking about how inventory might open up just a little bit, but we aren't going to see prices come back down again. They're not going to pull back down. So I did some numbers. I put some numbers together, and even though the median sales price right now is right at $320, I'm finding that it's even harder to find at $320. We're really looking at $350.
Hard. Yeah, it's still hard. Now and like I say, my two agents that work with me, when we put offers in for buyers, we're competing. They'll tell us we're competing against a couple of offers, or we're the only offer. There might be more coming, and ends up we get it. So you don't have, it's not like it was a year ago. We were literally fighting 20, 30 other buyers on a house, and that's fading. What it is I tell you, of the hundreds of homes I've listed in the past year, Bruce, it's every single one of them I've pushed the price a little bit higher than the other sales around it. Now, making adjustments for condition, and this one had a pool and that one didn't. This one's got 3 cars, that one didn't. I can price that out because I'm an expert at pricing. But I've pushed those prices higher. Now, what I've been having to do lately is kind of go right where those other people are to get the multiple offers. Buyers are smart. They know what's going on.
You and I talked about a commitment to helping more people become homeowners in 2022. And here's the thing. Rents are going up by 7.5%. That's the number. 7.5%. Rents are going up. If rents are going up by 7.5%, what is that going to do to you and your family if you're renting a home? First of all, we know that there's no such thing as a rich renter. Yep. So you're not gaining any wealth. But I just want to put this in perspective. If you buy a home right now for $350,000 and you are qualified for an FHA loan at only 3.5% down, that down payment is about $12,250.
Yep.
If that house only goes up, Cleve, by 3% depreciation.
Yep.
Now, how much appreciation do we get this year?
We got like 15.
Okay. But it only goes up 3%. You made $10,500.
Yep.
That's an 86% return on your investment
in
1 year.
Yeah.
In 1 year, 86% return on your investment.
And you own it. You didn't pay rent.
And you own it.
You didn't pay rent.
And you reduced your principal.
Yep.
But here's what's going to happen. If interest rates go up 0.5%, extremely likely, that'll raise your payment by $200 if you wait for that rate to go up 0.5%. If houses go up $50,000, that's another $200 a month. Your payment goes up $400 more by waiting than it does by doing it now.
Well,
so I just want to encourage.
Yeah, you got to do it.
And you and I are encouraging people to help your family members get into a house now, because if you don't, they could be moving in with you soon.
The big excuse I hear, most people, if they're smart and they think about buying a house, they're thinking about where the down payment's going to come from, and we can tell them how much they need. But the one thing I hear people say, the biggest excuse I hear, and it's just, I want to say, okay, you're just a chicken. They say, oh, it's going to crash. Not going to crash. It may slow down, but they're not going to. Prices may slow down.
The housing market's not going to crash. The stock market might have a pullback.
I remember I have a guy that told me that after 2008. He had a short sale, and I remember in 2011, 12, I'm like, hey, we need to get you back in the market. You can qualify now. And he's still living at home to this day, still lives with his parents.
I see those conspiracy theorists all the time. There's no evidence to see that we're going to have a crash in the housing market.
Numbers, Bruce.
I think phone number is 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com.
And Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118 or LovelandReport.com.
We'll be back in 5 minutes.
And we are back. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate, alongside the Lone Ranger, Bruce Woodburn, giving you all of your real estate and mortgage news as we do every Saturday, and I've been doing for the past 25 years. And just want to talk real quick about this market we're in. And here's a great stat, Bruce. Average price, and the average price is higher than our median price, but the average price, $385,000. This is for Central Florida, from Daytona over to Tampa. Average price up to $385,000 from $328,000 a year ago. So,
wow.
So that's
$60,000,
almost $60,000, almost 18% on the average price, and that's just part of the growth. And I would say half that's the growth in Central Florida and more people moving here, and half of that is the inflation. But neither one's going to go away. Central Florida is not going to stop growing. Everywhere you go, there's construction everywhere. New apartment complexes, new buildings, new shopping centers. And I just think it's just gonna keep going. I just don't think we'll see a pause.
Well, it can't go down, and here's why I dispel the myths that people go, "Oh, housing prices are going to come down." Well, then you must believe that the prices of all your goods and materials are going to come down too.
Yeah.
You must believe that you're going to start paying less for your groceries in the future than you are today. Now, if you believe that that's going to happen, then you might be right. But I don't see. Now, we will see oil fluctuates, right? Yeah. They're commodities, so they will fluctuate. Will bacon come back down because it's up 23%? Gas is up 58%.
Good Lord.
Okay, 58%. Just from when our last president left office till today.
Yep.
So you can thank your president for that one there. Yep. And they say it's not his fault. But when you cut off your artery from Canada for your pipeline.
But we digress. All right.
Housing's
going to be great.
Sorry.
And so all this new construction, though, you can help people on their new construction.
Oh, I can help you with that. I can help you with a purchase or refinance in any place in Florida. You can help with a construction
perm, too, can't you?
I can do construction perms. I've got conventional FHA and VA construction perms. For any builder out there listening to me right now that wants to build, 5, 10, 15 homes a year, I've got the perfect program for you. The perfect program for you. You don't need all your own money. We can do construction perms. Super simple. Who else has VA and construction perms?
I don't know anybody.
No
Bruce.
one does.
I've been doing this a little while.
No, I don't know anybody.
That's what amazes
me
about CrossCountry and you and all the things you guys come up with.
So if you want to reach me about any of those programs anywhere in the United States, you call me at 407-250-9144. I'm the Lone Ranger, CrossCountry Mortgage, Bruce Woodburn, 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com. Cleve, how do they reach you?
407-352-8118. I think we got another minute or so left.
Yeah.
I want to mention real quick, I had 7 listings, 5 sold. I've got a great townhome in Ocoee for $247,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,400 square feet with a 1-car garage. Homeowners' dues are very low. It's a townhome. The bigger ones are selling for $260,000, $270,000.
All right, no excuses, first-time home buyers. I can get you into that program right now.
Gated neighborhood with a community pool. And then I've got a storage facility, Bruce, for $1.5 million. I've got a storage facility. There's a lot of detail on that. You have to call me on that one, 407-352-8118. I'm also getting a nice custom home in Metro West for $340,000. Any of these you can call me about or email me at lovelandreport.com.
And for the Lone Ranger is 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger, more of the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger. Welcome back to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger radio show with Cleve Loveland and Bruce Woodburn. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and I'm the Lone Ranger. I've been helping folks in Central Florida and, matter of fact, across the country for over 32 years. Closed well over 10,000 transactions, and I have to tell you, I've got a commitment for 2022. So this is my Christmas present to all of you folks out there that are renting right now. And I want to, first of all, wish you guys all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and much prosperity in the year 2022. So having said that, I have a Christmas gift that I'm going to give to all of you that know anybody out there that's renting right now. If you know somebody that's currently renting a home, currently renting an apartment, they are not doing anything for themselves financially. And I'm committed to helping more people become homeowners in 2022 than I have in any single year in my entire history of this business. But I need your help. And I'm asking you for your help because I want to give to them, but I need your help to help give to them. So I'm looking for folks just like you to be my bird dogs out there, to help me go find folks that are renting. If you know somebody, a relative, a family member, maybe a coworker, maybe there's somebody at your church, your synagogue, wherever you congregate, and you know that they're a renter, I want you to think about what damage they're doing to themselves and their family. And it's very difficult to catch up on. Do you know that if you purchase a home in your 20s, you have a 70% chance of retiring as a millionaire? That is a fact. Do you know that families that own their own home have less likelihood of a teenage pregnancy, more apt to vote, more apt to be part of an association like a teachers association or neighborhood association, less alcohol and substance abuse issues, more responsible at work, more interested in improving the company they work for and helping and become part of the solution, more stable in their work. So maybe you're an employer and you have employees and you look at your employees, and if you really love your employees, then help them. You don't have to help them monetarily. You can help them by encouraging homeownership. And I will come into your office and I will teach a class on homeownership. There's only 2 reasons people don't buy a home, you know that, right? There's only 2 reasons. They don't have the credit or they don't have the cash. Credit, I have a very comprehensive credit repair program. There's very few people that I cannot help fix their credit enough to get them into a home. And even if I can get them fixed enough just so they're qualified, then once they've got a mortgage, their credit score starts to improve, and then I can refinance them to even better loans. But let me get them in the game. Prices of houses are going up so rapidly, and the price of rents are going up by 7.5%. The next thing you know, if you're an employer and you've got employees that are renting and their rent goes up, they may have to move further away from your company. Now they got to look for a different job, and you're in to having to hire for more employees. And I'm going to tell you that recruiting search is a nightmare. I know it. I've done it many times before. It's not fun. But what is fun is looking at the faces of your employees or your friends or your family or your coworkers that just closed on their first home and they never thought it was possible. And now they're homeowners. And I'm telling you something, that will get you right in the heart. And it's a wonderful feeling. I want you to just think about me because I need your help to find more people that want to buy a home. My phone number, my direct phone number is 407-250-9144. 407-250-9144, or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Now, I am holding a homebuyer class, and my homebuyer class, let me just pull up my schedule here, is going to be on Wednesday, the 26th of January at 6 p.m., a Zoom class. I'll walk people through the home buying process, what you need to do to get credit in line, and how you need to come up with a down payment. So we identified that there were 2 things that keep people from becoming a homeowner: their credit or the cash. So I want you to now, we've identified that I've got an extensive credit repair program to help your clients, your friends, your family, your neighbors become homeowners. I can help fix their credit. As long as they're willing, I'll put the effort toward it. The other thing is the cash. So what happens is every year in February and March, people get their tax refunds, but they will quickly spend that on frivolous items. Let's put that money towards homeownership. I have USDA programs with 0 money down. I have VA programs with 0 money down. I have FHA programs with 3.5% down. I have 3% conventional loans, 5%. Come on, there's no reason to keep renting. There's no reason to keep renting. It's not doing you any good, and you're missing out on opportunities. Heck, right now we're experiencing about $50,000 per year in appreciation. That $50,000 every year raises the payment by $200 a month. And if the interest rates go up a half a point, that's another $200 a month. Now your mortgage payment, what you could get right now, would be $400 a month more in a year from now. Don't let that happen to your friends. If you care about them, help me find more people that I can help. I am totally committed to investing my time, my resources, my energy of my office to helping more people become homeowners. It's a problem, and rents are going up quicker than the prices of homes. They're going up by 7.5%. So let's help them get out of home ownership. Help them get out of renting and into home ownership. You can reach me directly. You can text me at this number. You can call me at this number. 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. You can check me out on this, on my radio station here with Cleve. You can check me out on my radio show, the Lone Ranger Radio, on Sundays at 11. But don't forget to register for my home buying class on January the 26th at 6 p.m. There is limited seats. So you have to go to webringyouhome.com right now and register. You encourage people that are not homeowners to get into this program as quickly as they possibly can. And I promise you, I will help them. I will pour into them. I will do everything I can to help them get out of renting and into homeownership. It's very important. Now, I ran some numbers that I think were really impactful. And I know you're taking time. This is, it's Christmas Day. You're taking time out of your day to listen into my show. I hope that you have really committed to spending that time with your family, and that your family knows that you're there and you care about them. If you are an adult with adult children or a grandparent with adult grandchildren, I want you to listen very carefully to this, because you're going to, at some point, leave your children money. Most of you will. You're going to leave them some money. But if these children, adult children, are renters right now, why don't you give them a gift now of a gift of equity to help them with the down payment? There's a process for that, and I can show you how to do it. There's a gift that you can give them that will change their life. Because I can tell you, buying them an 80-inch screen TV is not going to change their life. Buying them a Cozy or a George Foreman grill is not going to change their life. It's not going to make a difference. But helping them with the down payment on a home is going to be a game changer, not only for them, but for their children and their grandchildren. Because people that own homes tend to have children that know the importance of home ownership. And I want to change the cycle of these renters and help them become homeowners. And I need your help. I'm looking for you to reach out to more people that you know are renting and make a commitment to helping them. Okay, yeah, it takes an effort on your behalf. It does. But here's the effort. Hey, John and Mary, I know you're renting. I'm sorry that's not getting you anywhere. I'd like to help you with becoming a homeowner. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help you. As long as they can make the payments, you can help them, maybe with a little bit of the down payment, maybe some of the closing costs, maybe the encouragement. That's what they need. And that's what I'm looking at from you. I want you to save my phone number. It's 407-250-9144. Save my website. It's webringyouhome.com. It's easy to remember. I will walk them through the process, and I will make sure that we save more people from the eternal renting, which is just a drain in your bank account. And it's going to get worse. That drain's going to get bigger. There's a lack of properties for buyers, and there's a lack of properties for renters. What do you think that does to prices? They continue to go up. Let me help them get into a home now. 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Now, I did some math, and I looked at a $350,000 house. Let's just say you have marginal credit. Let's say you're in the sixes, maybe even in the high fives. 3.5% down, $350,000 is going to be $12,250. If you buy a home for $350,000, your payment's going to be about $2,300 a month, including taxes, insurance, everything. Okay, maybe not an HOA because I don't know how much an HOA is going to be in your neighborhood, but let's just say that that's your down payment's about $12,250. That's your investment. If that house goes up by 3%, just 3, not 7, not 10, not 15, not 23% like we've been experiencing, but just 3, you're making 86% return on your investment. Now, come on. I do well in the stock market. I diversify my assets. I'm not making 86% though, but I can on my real estate, and so can you. It's the easiest way to build wealth. Now, if you're interested in retiring with wealth, I'll walk you through my Leapfrog program, which is buy a home now, get into it, live in it for a year to 2 years, keep that one, buy another one, rent the first one, and repeat that 5 times. Now, I want you to think about this, and I've got all the math done with only a 3% appreciation. And if you do that every 2 years, you, in a 20-year period of time, will own 5 to 10 homes that make you between $15,000 and $30,000 a month in rental income, and they're all free and clear. And the tenants paid the mortgages off for you. What more could you ask for? What better way to retire than having $15,000 to $30,000 a month in income coming in? And you don't have to be a professional landlord. You don't have to be a professional property manager to maintain them. You're only maintaining 4 properties, maybe 6. That's all. That's all you really need. You don't have to be a professional management company to do that. Or you can hire Cleve. He'll manage them for you. No problem at all. If you're interested in my Leapfrog program, it is the simplest way that I establish wealth. Coming from a 10th grade dropout, that's me, no financial background other than the mortgage business, and having really smart people guide me in the right direction and taking action. The difference between me and the difference between highly successful people and average people are how fast you take action. If you are the type of person that says, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Oh, I'm trying. Then that's just an excuse. That is not a true commitment. A commitment is it's going to happen. I'm doing it right now, and I'm going to keep pounding on it until the job gets done. That's how you take action. Send people to me. I'll help them take action. For all of you folks that haven't refinanced yet, do it before the Fed meets next month. Do it now. Call me right now. It's time to cash out. It's time to pull money out. It's time to consolidate. 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com. I want to wish you guys all a very Merry Christmas. I'll be back. I got a 5-minute segment right after this. Stay tuned for the Lone Ranger and the Cleve Loveland, and you can reach me at 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. Stay tuned. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn and Cleve Loveland. You know, Cleve's been on this radio show for over 20 years, the longest running real estate radio show in the history of the world. At least that's what we believe. So I am, Cleve had to step out. He's got things going on. It's a beautiful Christmas day today. We wanted to make sure that we reached out to all of our loyal listeners and thank you and wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. I want to tell you something. In the last segment, I talked about that I'm committed to giving a gift to anybody that's not currently owning a home. And I'm looking for all of you to reach out together as a community, find people that don't own homes and send them to me. I'm going to help them become a homeowner. I will bend over backwards. My team is fully committed, but I want to break a record of the most first-time home buyers I've ever closed in 1 year. I'd like to close 600 first-time home buyers this year. That's $50 a month. And I need all of you out there to help me find these people. These people need our help. They need our help. They're going backwards. When you rent, you're going backwards. When you own, you're going forward. You have the best security blanket and bank. You've got a home to live in. You call it your own. You're gaining equity every time you make a payment. There's no benefit to renting a home unless you are in your very late years of life. You have no business owning homes. You want no responsibility, and you're done. Everyone else should own a home. There's no reason to. If you are 21 years or older, buy a home. It's the way to go. I want you to also register for my homebuyer class. If you're interested or get anyone you know that doesn't own a home into my homebuyer class, go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. My class is going to be on January the 26th at 6 p.m. It'll be a Zoom class. You must register in advance. I have 100 seats and it will fill up. I want to be there to help more first-time home buyers in 2022, and I'm 100% committed to making sure that that happens. But I do need your help. That will be a great Christmas present that we can give to other folks that will last them for a lifetime. Now, I want to take this time now to say something super important. Now is the time where we can reflect on the year, what we've accomplished, and what we're going to accomplish in the next year and in the future years. And one of the things I think is very important, and it doesn't have anything to do with mortgages or real estate or anything. It has to do with quality of life. So I think about the people that may have drifted from your life, people that you think about often, an old family member, somebody that you had a riff with, some tanglement in life, an old friend, a school friend, a high school friend, somebody that you were in contact with, you cared about, they cared about you, you were close, and you drifted. I want you to reach out and just call them. Tell them you're thinking about them. You don't have to express apologies. You don't have to express anything, but I'm thinking about you, and try to reconnect with some of those people. That's my message. And we all could stand to do that. Every one of us. And I want to thank you, my loyal listeners, on this show and my own show, the Lone Ranger Radio Show, on Sundays at 11 o'clock. I want you to know that you always have a friend in the mortgage business that you can count on. I will promise you from the bottom of my heart that when you send a client to me or you go to me for a mortgage, I will always give you advice that is serving for you, never serving for me or my business. I have more business. I want to make sure that you know you've always got somebody that you can trust, that you can count on, that is going to be solid, that is going to be out there to look out for you and your family's best interest. And I can guarantee you, in my 32 years, it'll be 33 years in March in this business, I never lie, cheat, or steal, or try to close a transaction because it's another deal for me. It's not the way I've done business, and it won't be the way I tolerate anybody doing business. And I'm going to tell you something. Most of you don't get that when you go to your own bank. Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year, and I'll see you next week.